Ladies and gentlemen, today's a long one, and it's going to be a fun one. I'm going to start off. We're talking about Elon's Goonabomber squad and many other things. Let's turn on the lights. Welcome to another episode of The Company Lot. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the casual fear-mongering hour. I can't talk. I just had 7,000 chicken strips from Chick-fil-A. I was in an American mood. I wanted to, it was like the microplastic spoon that's in my brain. I want to load it with dopamine and perhaps get a cerebral form of crack. Remember when everyone was excited because they're like, your pineal gland has DMT in the middle of it? Well, guys, congratulations. We can smoke crack in our head now, naturally. So that's what I was trying to do. I know eating Chick-fil-A comes with a certain amount of guilt. And I'm not particularly brand loyal. I just like knowing that when I eat the chicken strips, I am a bigot. That's sarcasm, guys. But I am going to take a sip of this Coke Zero. I just want to remind you guys, you can always get the Company Lot episodes ad-free at tmgstudios.tv/Company Lot. What a week. I was going to come in here and talk about like cults and stuff, and I'll get to that later, but I was laughing because I'm thinking, who gives a fuck? How could you honestly give a fuck about some random cult given everything going on? The thing I'm most interested in is Elon having his own bop house. Guys, we have a federal level FaZe clan overseeing federal transactions. I thought that is in line with the things we talk about here because, it's with tech. I want to read you this article. It's so good. The headline. Unmasked, Musk's secret DOGE Goon squad. And I know whoever wrote this, they knew, right? They had to know Goon has double meaning. I really wish he put gooning or gooned up, just something really overt. Because, Elon, he has this, this thing called DOGE, which is, it's not like an official, it's not like a sanctioned government organization as far as I know. But what I do know is everyone working in this bitch is in their 20s. Which is hilarious because for a long time, people have said, we need younger people in government. But we're like, not this young. We don't need people overseeing government going, yo, this shit is cooked, bro. On God, this shit is cooked. With the broccoli haircut? Dude with the broccoli haircut with 1 billion social security numbers. Yo, low-key might just fucking wipe this database if I feel so inclined. Check this out. Elon Musk's team of young DOGE disruptors have been unmasked, much to the ire of billionaire and other MAGA figures. One is a 19-year-old college freshman and heir to a popcorn fortune. I didn't even know that. I saved this because I wanted to read this with you guys in real time. That is old money. When you're heir to like essential goods, when you go to the grocery store and you buy like regular stuff, there's an heir to that. Like there's an heir to the toothbrush kingdom. You know what I mean? Someone is going to inherit cornflakes. That always gets me. Whoever gets oatmeal, I mean, fuck you and your family. The fact that you were just first to it is not fair. We should eat all of you. Shout out to the oatmeal kingdom. Another was hosting Model UN sessions in 2019, and a third was given money by his parents to invest in stocks. Those two, I don't care. My parents gave me money to invest in stocks. Granted, it was like $200, but who knows how much money that was? I could find out later. The world's richest man lashed out at an X account, which suggested that the 6 young men who now have access to the Treasury Department's payment system, among other things, should be, quote, paid a visit by FBI agents. Musk, he tweeted back at this person. He said, "You've committed a crime." Now, I want to pause here and say, if you're not familiar with this story, basically this information came out. People on Twitter put up the identities of these kids, and Musk, I think one of these accounts, he just completely wiped the account out, if I'm correct. Maybe he didn't. Allegedly, all right? Allegedly. Either way, people's counter-argument to, I guess this whole situation was these people work in government. Government is public position. We should be able to know who these people are, right? So the story continues. Musk appeared to soften his stance on the men being identified later on Monday, writing, quote, "It was time to confess that the media reports saying that DOGE has some of the world's best software engineers are in fact true. But he was wrong. Not all of the group are even software engineers." And let's just even take a pause there. No one is a software engineer now. Okay, you know what everyone is from 2012 on? We were human copy paste machines for Stack Overflow. I've said this over and over. Stack Overflow was a coding website where you would post your code and be like, "I have this issue." And there were like 4 dudes on there with a bajillion karma that were fixing everyone's shitty code. So them not being software engineers is okay. I don't know how I feel about 20-somethings being this elevated in government. But I clearly have to find out what they do first. Because if they're just going over Excel spreadsheets, have at it, bro. Anyways, 3 do not even have degrees. Whoa, what? And one who does is trying to cash in on his new job by charging people to read his Substack entry, which boasts, "Why DOGE? Why I gave up a 7-figure salary to save America." Musk's team of youngsters, as first reported by Wired on Sunday, is Akash Boba. He's 21. He went to UC Berkeley. So he's had his head flushed in the toilet. Nah, JK. I'd never even gone near that fucking school. Edward, this kid is the one who's been getting it. Edward Korestein. This is broccoli haircut. He went to Northeastern University in Boston. So we know he's got some colorful language back there. Ethan Xiaotran, 22, who said in September he was a senior at Harvard. The ones who actually have degrees. First of all, isn't this awesome? Isn't this awesome, guys? Do not feel bad for a second if you don't have a degree yet, because clearly this message says it doesn't matter. You can go work for Elon Musk provided that you are chill enough and you got the right taper fade. The ones who actually have degrees are Luke Ferreter. He's 23. He attended the University of Nebraska. He did not graduate. This name is French. I'm not even going to give it a chance. He's a 24-year-old who attended. Okay, these guys went to university. One of them went to Berkeley. Great. So people are saying that they have a relative lack of experience. Now, to me, if they're overseeing treasury transactions, okay, hear me out, guys. On paper, these guys are saying they're all in their 20s. We know what the deal is. They're all 14. We know these are teenagers. We know that they're lying about their age, okay? They're treating them like Latin American athletes, and they're lying about their backgrounds to get them in there to swing for the majors. And honestly, I'm saying if, okay, because I haven't gotten this far enough in the article, but if all they're doing is overseeing the movement of large sums of money, I mean, dude, teenagers trade shit coins every day. Is this that far from their normal activities? I don't know. Yeah, so the article kind of goes on to give, little snippets about each of these kids. Coincidentally, the funniest one out of the batch in terms of like whose photo is getting just used the most is the popcorn heir. And I do want to read about him. First of all, his name's Korestein. That's how you know this money is old as fuck. They're using like medieval names. Young Korestein will inherit Orville Redenbacher. Korestein, the group's lone teenager, has a resume that includes a summer internship at Neuralink. Oh, Musk's brain science interface company, online sleuths unearthed. God, too many THs. My mouth is full of Polynesian sauce. I can't talk. That's gross. I just gave you a horrendous visual. Just that. Doesn't fast food sauce feel like pure plastic now? I just feel like I'm tasting like melted IUDs every time I dip a chicken nugget into sweet and sour. Like there's a faint copper, it's a 80-20, like, the lean fat ratio on turkey patties. That's what I feel like I'm eating with fast food sauces. 80% melted IUD, 20% the copper left over. So first of all, online sleuths. I hate that you use different words. That's just a dumbass word. I'm just taking issue with the reporter in this instance. All right. So people found out that Charles Korestein, that's the last name. That's how rich I assume this person was, that Korestein was his first. You know what? I'm going to call that his first name anyway. The businessman who purchased the once failing snack company Lesser Evil in 2011 and has turned it around to reportedly rake in over $100 million a year. Let's pop over there. No pun intended. Lesser Evil popcorn? This packaging reminds me of the Pirate's Booty popcorn that I remember kids would obsess over this at Jamba Juice. I remember eating that, and that shit tastes like packing peanuts. Pirate's Booty was not good, man. I thought the name was clever, but maybe the name contributed to my impression of it. But to this day, I think those are just cheesed over packing peanuts. I don't think that's real food. Anyway, 52-year-old quit his job, bought a failing snack company for $250,000, now brings in $103 million a year. Yo, that's nuts. Shout out Mr. Korestein. I was gravely wrong about you, man. Nearly 2 decades on Wall Street, Korestein burned out. He actually, you know what? Yeah, it looks like you were loaded. So maybe this isn't such a beautiful story. They make his $250,000 in this article sound like it was the last of his last, but this dude was raking in millions in bonus on high frequency trading, possibly. Anyways, yeah, Elon is running a phase clan in our government. I think that's awesome for us. I think it's perfectly in line with the world we're living in. And if you're concerned that a bunch of 20-somethings are smashing a vape and have access to your social security number, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Seriously, just don't worry about it. Because, man, I'm just thinking about some Gen Z kid hopped up on fucking Kratom and vape. And then Elon just hanging out with the 6 of them like, oh, what are we up to today, fellas? And they're like, bro's cooking over there. Who knows what they're going to do, man? Here's one benefit we may get from the Goon Squad. Because maybe if they're online enough, and Elon is trying to get them to do certain things, maybe we get lucky and one of them wakes up and he's like, I don't know, bro, that's kind of cringe. And that's a dangerous word amongst, a bunch of 14-year-olds. You're branded cringe by teens. Hard to come back. So maybe we have a glimmer of hope. Maybe Elon wants to build like a bunch of nuclear missiles and they're like, nah, bro, World War is cringe. We're not doing that. No, that will not happen. Let's be real. But yeah, just want you to know that on your morning commute that the Goon Squad is in power. And all it's going to take is, a good couple bisexual ladies with some septum piercings. And they're like, you guys look like fucking dorks. And they're like, nah, actually, we work for the fucking government. Elon's in our back pocket, and it won't take much. It'll take a honey pack and some over the pants rubbing, and they'll just be spilling all kinds of secrets. Ay. Hey everyone, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Birddogs. I don't know how many of you guys are wearing khakis on a daily basis, maybe for a night out or an event. If this is you, maybe Birddogs khakis are the ones. They're some of the most stretchy and comfortable pants out there, specifically their Kevin Buffets. Those are nice because they have zipper pockets, and it's nice to know when your pocket is open or closed. Their stretch khakis actually look like you're dressing up, but have the stretch and flexibility you need. Other athleisure pants, they look shiny or too casual to wear to work, but Birddog stretch khakis, you can finally have comfort and style. So if you like to do splits at company gatherings or maybe just in the break room, these might be for you. Or maybe you're looking for a new hoodie. They've got great quarter zips that are perfect for everyday games of golf, date nights, and everything in between. Whatever Birddogs clothing item you choose, it's going to be surprisingly comfortable. For a limited time, our listeners are getting a free hat with any order when you use code LOT at birddogs.com. You get their best-selling hat completely free when you use code LOT at birddogs.com. Hey everyone, we want to take another quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, DraftKings. Everyone's favorite slot game is live on DraftKings Casino, Buffalo. Hit the reels wherever, whenever to play for Wild Western wins. New players can play $5 to get a spin on the mystery wheel for a shot at up to $2,000 in casino credits. Download the app and sign up with code COMPANY. Join the Stampede with Buffalo on DraftKings Casino now. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. One per new customer. Play $5 and spin wheel to receive between $10 and $2,000 in non-withdrawable casino credits for select games that expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends February 16th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyways, bye-bye Temu. No more Temu, guys. Post office does not want to deal with the new tariff situation, so they're just pausing shipment of products from China and Hong Kong for now. I mean, I hope that gets resolved for Midwest moms. It's fucked up that you're taking away their eBay. You gotta let the Midwest moms go in on Temu, man. They need that in their waning years. It's been It's China. The Chinese, as far as American turf, they are up 3-zip on the away game. Deepseek, Red Note, and something I was getting educated about recently is here in LA we've got this pseudo Cirque du Soleil thing called Shen Yun. And I didn't realize that was such a so apparently people label it a cult. And I just learned this. And I guess it's to promote communism or something like that. Maybe it's designed to radicalize people in some way. But whatever it is, it doesn't have shit on Red Note. Because Red Note may have done in 24 hours, which Shen Yun has been trying to do for 20 years. Anyways, yeah, I was tracking with the whole, if you're not caught up in the Deepseek situation, that was pretty fun. Basically, a Chinese company, Deepseek, came out with an AI model that, for the lack of a better phrase, blew the fuck out of OpenAI's products. It blew a hole in Sam Altman's game, and they did it for much cheaper. And the big catch was they open sourced it, so anyone can look at the code and kind of build on top of it. And it forced Sam Altman, the head of OpenAI, to start to adjust pricing on their products, to, come clean about the fact that because OpenAI started a big point of drama around them is that they started as a non-profit company. And then Sam Altman came in, and it's very clear that it became a for-profit operation. And so Deepseek now comes out, and they put the left hook on Sam Altman. They ring his bell. And now, there was this big domino effect where like $1 trillion or something was wiped off the stock market. The Nvidia stock price crashed a good amount, and it basically kind of peeled back the capitalist layer on artificial intelligence, and it exposed all the people just trying to make their sort of .com money killing from the situation. Now, that's all good and well, and I appreciate something coming through to level out the market. Tangent to this is Sam Altman has been campaigning for money, because I don't think many people knew this. That's the assumption I'm going to make, because I'm fairly online, and this escaped me even. I think if you're reading about AI consistently, then this is old news to you. But basically, Sam Altman, the head of OpenAI, has been campaigning, and he has an energy company startup. And I've mentioned before, that's another subject of AI where, like, to continue evolving it, you're going to need more power to run it. So in tandem with Sam Altman trying to kind of have control of like AI as a technology and be first in like, I guess, profit, he's also trying to compete really with like Google by starting this fusion company. And it's just so insane to me to already have such a head start in artificial intelligence as far as a corporation goes, and then just use that to be twice as powerful. It is so, there's no other word for it. It's like, it just puts my mind in a 20-year-old headspace where all I can say is, that's crazy, man. Like, this dude wants to own fusion reactors and the latest and greatest in artificial intelligence. I mean, that cannot be all in one guy's hands. That is so psycho. And I can't remember if I mentioned it, but like Google bought like a nuclear reactor, and I think they're trying to use that for supercomputing. I'm speaking about this like kind of vague. Obviously, it would be nice to like give each like nuanced point about each individual thing. But I'm bringing up like my vague kind of point of view about it, because I would argue that I think my mind about some of this stuff, because I have a kid, so I'm not like able to read as much as I could. And I think the commitment you have to staying on top of AI, it just like, it gets exhausting. Because I'll tap into like AI YouTube channels and stuff, and how frequently they're uploading and trying to keep up with the news. It's like, it just takes a lot of commitment, right? So I think a lot of people are in the same sort of driver's seat as I, where they're maybe reading, they're getting bits and pieces, they're not able to dig into it too much. But I think the industry of artificial intelligence and like what it's spidering out into use in like military, and then like some of the publicly traded companies using AI technology for stuff. Which brings me to another thing. Folks, a lot of you were like, buddy, you're going a bit crazy with this one. Hey man, the tinfoil do-rag is starting to show up around the edges of your head. I just want to reiterate a little piece of news to you. A certain somebody took out the commitment to not use artificial intelligence for weaponry out of their, they previously had an explicit pledge that they would not use artificial intelligence for weaponry, and they quietly did away with that. It was a public pledge, and they quietly did away with that. If you would like to take a moment to guess who that was, I'll give you a second. Google. And we know for the last 20, 30 some years, America, that's how we've been raking it in is the pew pews. So I'm bringing all this up to say, honestly, like going forward, I'm going to make a concerted effort to like personally to like keep in touch with this stuff, because I genuinely feel like AI, there's a lot of argument about, and you hear both sides of the spectrum. Some people say these AI models produce pure slop. It's garbage. It cannot emulate human behavior. All AI is doing is like working off of data that we give it. It doesn't have the ability to become pure intelligence. That's one side. And the other side, it's like it's going to dominate humanity. It's going to replace jobs, this, and that. I personally feel something this polarizing, and the directions that it's like been spidering out into, the rate at which it's been doing it feels like astronomical. It feels overwhelming. And I say that to you, not because I want you to be afraid of it. I don't think it's like, as much as I've joked on this show, about like your Roomba becoming sentient and fucking your girlfriend. That's not really what I'm worried about. I just think that at my age, I realize like every so often America presents some opportunity for you to kind of get level, or like to try to bring you out of the slop. And the way I would reflect that onto me is, so I don't know if I've ever explicitly said this anywhere, but I am a fucking idiot business major graduate. All right. I'm like, I had a coding career and it was self-taught. I did not go to school for this. I fucked up in high school. I barely made it to like a really shitty college. I barely held on there. I quit in my final semester because I realized how dead end my life was. I was working at a call center, and I realized, like, as I was taking these classes, what was really funny was a lot of the classes I was taking was to learn how to run a business. And it hit me one day. I'm like, what the fuck am I learning? I am not, coincidentally at that time, I thought like, I don't even have the background or anything to ever run a business. Like, I don't even know where you would start with that. And at that time, I would say I was about 3 or 4 years before the big, like, teach yourself how to code movement, right? And that's essentially what I did. And I kind of like clawed my way into the world of tech. And actually, no, you know what? I'm going to say I was like, I think I was in the midst of the teach yourself how to code movement. Yeah, like it was starting to like really cook. And I didn't take classes or anything. I just kind of started by like trying to build a website. And then I worked for a company for a shitty wage. I worked on their website. And then that kind of led me to learning basic JavaScript. And then I kind of just kept moving up the ladder. And I went from someone who was essentially like doomed. Like, as far as like society goes, no one told me about college. No one was like, you need to study to go to a good school to like protect your future. I never really got that speech. By the time I got that speech, I was a senior, and half my GPAs were like 1.6s because I was just ditching class. So, I'm not saying you're going to get into an AI startup. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is there might be an opportunity for some of you to pull yourself out of the fucking mud. And you can do it in a way that you won't feel guilty about. I think AI, obviously, it's like, I think it's so polarizing to kind of discredit it and write it off. I don't know if that's the right attitude to have, because I think we're all going to be affected by it in some way. So, I'm saying all that as I bring you like vague talking points about what's going on in the industry itself. But I think that is I think my headspace is indicative of where a lot of us are, where it feels like this nebulous thing that we can't really track on a day-to-day basis. And going back to my favorite book, my fucking Bible, Surveillance Capitalism, I think this is the headspace people may have been in when the internet was first like really taking off, where people are like, yeah, I know about Google and I know you can search things on it, and like, yeah, I've used Netscape Navigator before, and yeah, AOL seems cool. I chat with people on it, but what was being built in the background was just so far beyond what we could have anticipated. So I say all that to say, ironically, don't fearmonger about AI. I actually think if you could just commit, like if you could give up 10 doom scrolls worth of reading, that would probably put you in a good place to like kind of track with the industry. Anyway, sorry, that's like my stupid little speech. But let's talk about something funny, because that got serious and I'm bored. I just want to let everybody know Urban Outfitters does sell vibrators. So if you're looking for a quirky t-shirt and a vibrator, you can still do the millennial thing at Urban Outfitters. I was trying to find this tweet. A politician a few weeks ago, he like got caught rugging a coin, and then he tweeted, "I'm sorry, I didn't realize I sold." I think he ended up like actually reinstating people. And then actually today there's a Congress representative who that Twitter account Unusual Whales outed him for like being down 15 grand on crypto. And he replied to that tweet and he goes, "In the trenches." This is like a 50-year-old guy. I mentioned earlier I was digging in on cults. I watched part of a fun video by oh my god, what is the channel name? Hold on. It's going to come to me. Hold on. Wait for it. This is like taking a big shit. It's almost there. Wait. Wait. Atrocity Guide. Atrocity Guide, GUID. This person, I believe, has like a Patreon. They're working on. I was doing some research. They haven't uploaded in a while, and they haven't uploaded in a year. But I think they're working on like a larger project. But Atrocity Guide, the channel's great. It's very meticulous deep dives on, I would say, very interesting subjects. And this video, the video I watched, is It's Embarrassing to Die, the Immoralist story. And it's kind of the inception of certain Immortalist movements. There's a quick reference to the Immortalist, I guess, ideology being around for a long time. But in the words of the documentary, you know, it always ends up being fringe. It doesn't ever become like a large movement. And there's some interesting characters that are covered. You know, there's a guy in this doc. He like drives around in like a giant coffin, and his whole thing is like he's trying to motivate the Immortalist movement, because if everyone believes in it, then it'll put pressure on like money and science people to figure out how to live forever. But what I was more interested in is sort of the beginnings of cryonics, which is like freezing yourself to live longer. In the beginning, it covers off on a guy who kind of, he did this in California, which in the Valley, no less. So that's like, you know, a staple in Los Angeles. This guy was among the first wave of people trying to do cryonics, and he was taking dead people and trying to figure out how to freeze them. And the story goes that he was doing it all for free, and which is just so LA. Hey, I'm doing this crazy thing. It's like, yeah, I want in. I'm not going to pay you for it. And then he took these bodies on, and he was inspired by some, you know, immortalist, like visionary. This guy's a physicist, and he goes and builds all these like tanks to freeze these people, and one by one they would fail, and he would like take a half melted body and fucking put it in another tank, and then just, you know, before he knew it, he lost all the bodies. It brings up these different groups. Let me pull up the names of these groups because they're very popular still. And you could put popular in quotes. You know, popular to me is like, if you can get a couple thousand views on a YouTube video, that's pretty popular, I would say. If you can get people to give a shit to click enough. Let me pull up the name. There's 2, and they've been around for a while. Some of them lean into religion to kind of, or previously leaned into religion to kind of bolster their cult. Hey everybody, you want to take another quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Shopify. When you think about the biggest brands crushing it in e-commerce like Olo or Skims, you're probably thinking of great products, strong branding, and smart marketing. But what's powering their success behind the scenes? The answer is the platform that makes selling seamless and shopping effortless, Shopify. For millions of businesses, Shopify isn't just a tool, it's an engine driving their growth. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And the not-so-secret secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allo uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/companylot. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/companylot to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/companylot. Hey everyone, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Mint Mobile. I think most people like to keep their money where they can see it. I personally like to keep my money in my underwear. Unfortunately, traditional big wireless carriers seem to like keeping your money too. And if you're a little fed up from crazy high wireless bills and, quote, free perks that actually cost more in the long run, then you might want to try Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile could be saving you big now compared to the other large wireless carriers out there. Mint helps you save big by cutting out the extra costs while getting the same reliable coverage for a fraction of the price. And when you compare that to traditional phone plans, that can add up to hundreds of dollars saved every year without sacrificing quality. So you could say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with your existing contacts. If you like your money, Mint Mobile could be for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/lot. That's mintmobile.com/lot. Upfront payment of $45 for a 3-month 5GB plan is required, and that is equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Okay, so there's the Eternal Flame Foundation, and then there's People Unlimited. And there's great clips from just, I think, these two groups and just the Immoralist movement since like the 80s. You can find them on YouTube. It's really great. There's a bunch of clips from these like different talks of guys saying that they're not going to die, or there are people that are genuinely looking to camera saying, I'm going to live forever. And we all know that's not true. Smack them hard enough with a frying pan, they'll probably go. But it weirdly put my brain in this like reflective mirror, because I'll say this. After you have a kid, the concept of mortality becomes very in your face. Even this is so lame, but I went and drove karts a couple weeks ago. I was talking with a guy. He's a father, but he used to race cars, and he goes, they say you lose 2/10 when you have a kid. And that to me was the Fast and Furious equivalent of I live my life 1/4 mile at a time. But yeah, when you have a child, the mortality is just so in your face. You think about it all the time. You think about being around. You start thinking about like taking care of yourself so you can be there for this human and you want to be able to support it. Yada, 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 yada. And I couldn't help and look at these people obsessing over this thing that it's gonna fucking happen. If you haven't watched my comedy special, you can go check it out. Obviously, I think about this idea a lot because it all stems from this moment I had as a 9-year-old, which some of you know. As a 9-year-old, I was holding on to a giant teddy bear and I realized I was going to die. And it was within a couple days of watching my grandma die. And I was crying in my teddy bear going, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And my dad walks over and he sees me crying and he's like, why are you crying? And then I looked at him and I go, I'm going to die. And my dad just goes, all right, well, let's talk about it in the car, son. We're late. And, my dad embraced conversations about death, later on. But I laugh at that because what an insane thing to hear from a child. Can you imagine? I put myself in my father's shoes, dude. I'm late. This is the mid 2000s. I'm feeling good though. The market is up. I'm up on the house I bought. Thank God. But I'm just trying to get to work and I got an hour commute because I live in LA and I got my punk ass son crying in the living room because he realized the thing we all know. And now I got to take him to school and how the fuck do I field this conversation? But you think about these things. And so I'm sitting there looking at these people and as much as I wanted to make fun of them, right, for kind of being so motivated to figure out death. And to be honest, some of them had reasonable points of view. They're like, hey man, people seem to clearly put energy and effort into figuring out a way to carry on. Maybe it's possible. I get it. But at the same time, do you want to be 1,000? Do you want to be 500 years old? I just like, what are you at that point? You probably look like SpongeBob's grandma, right? You're probably just that thin brown rolled joint just on a chair. Probably you're probably a brain in a jar at that point. But yeah, I was watching the Atrocity Guy just kind of like having this meta conversation with myself and chuckling that so many people for so long are like, we can beat it. You can't. It's going to happen, gang. Party while you're here. Speaking of babies, I have just learned that designer babies are actually on the way, and not the bullshit that they're selling you now, where they're like, you can choose the eye color. Who cares about that? Although, if you could choose some crazy odd color. Actually, no, I take it back. Eye color is such a sham. When I walk in and they're like, you can choose the baby's eye color, and all I get is fucking brown, blue, hazel. No, man, I want purple, red, orange. I want Marvel colors. I want fucked up colors. I want as many colors as I see on my rainbow keyboard. Okay, that's what I want to be able to choose from. I want to be able to print a kid with neon blue eyes. But check this out. Technology for lab-grown eggs or sperm on the brink of viability, a UK fertility watchdog finds. Mass-produced eggs and sperm in a laboratory. By the way, there's a height requirement to donate your WAS. You can't, fuck, what is it? Oh, I'm doing the ADD thing again. Hold on. Sperm, my fucking FBI agent is like, what are you up to, man? Actually, he got fired this week, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're all canned, guys. Porn is back on the menu. I think when you donate to a sperm bank, I believe there were requirements on height. I believe. I'm verifying that now. I could have misremembered that, which, great. Shorties, get after it. Let's see it. Let's unload. Okay, here we go. Height is a requirement for potential donors. That's what this company, Cryos. Ay, dude. You cannot be short. And that's just because of the it's the machine they make you jizz into. It's like a roller coaster. You got to be tall enough to put it in there. Anyways, I digress. Mass bruising eggs and sperm in a laboratory in order to have a baby with yourself or 3 other people in a multiplex parenting arrangement might sound like a novel of a plot or might sound like the plot of a dystopian novel, but these startling scenarios are under consideration by UK Fertility's watchdog. Dude, having a child with anyone is a commitment. I cannot imagine doing a Groupon baby. I cannot imagine you and 3 other folks just locking hands being like, let's get after it, gang. I don't trust that. A pack of 4, brother, one of you will dine and dash 1,000%. 4 people rocking up to procure 1 baby, you cannot trust that, dude. That is a situation where somebody gets rugged. That's going to be 3 of them making off being like, you know what, man, this thing cries a lot. You got it. But simultaneously, bro, if you can make that work, you know what? I think that'd be weird, actually, because if you're all connected to the baby emotionally, you're not really going to want to leave it. And then, then that baby's going to have a lot of ego, and I don't know if that's good for it either. Anyways, bolstered by Silicon Valley investment, surprised scientists are making such rapid progress that lab-grown human eggs and sperm could be a reality within a decade. So within 10 years, we'll be able to create a character with in vitro gametes. It promises to remove age barriers to conception. Oh, I see. So, yes, because as you get older, it gets tougher to have children. Right. Sorry. Yeah, so people are going to get to create a character, which honestly I wasn't really looking to do. I think if anything, I would have. I think I would have been jealous if he could program like bone density or something. I think I would have messed with my kid. I would have just made him really wide, like peak bone density, but I would have made him shorter. I would have made him 5'4". I would want him to look like just a horizontally stretched video game character. I wanted to be able to walk around and be like, yeah, my son is 6 feet wide. My son has got muscles, though. I'm not gonna lie. Kids, the back shredded, looking good. We already got him working out, man. Yeah, we got him lifting plates and shit. He's doing Romanian deadlifts and stuff. It's awesome. Killer in the gym already. I think often in media I've created, I have reflected about mortality, and I'm incapable of not. I don't know why. I don't know if other people think about it as often as I do. Maybe I should be a death doula. Anyways, I want to lighten the mood entirely. This is just hilarious. This is not tech. This is not anything. This is just funny. This is on a subreddit called Am I Overreacting? You may have seen this tweet. I was laughing my fucking ass off on the way over here. Am I overreacting? This person is a 20-year-old male. Female friend thought I was gay? I don't know what to say at this point. I'm so mad. Is she joking with me? I have never once said I'm gay. Okay. This dude, and it's funny because I know someone at my studio who would relate to this. The first text from the guy to this young lady is, "Girl, I can't believe you would say that." And then the young lady replies, "Bitch, I know it's crazy." And he goes, "Men," and he puts an eye rolling emoji. Then he says, "Girly, we should go on a date soon." She goes, "Yes." And she puts some painted nails. "That'd be so nice. When are you thinking?" And he goes, "Friday," with a bunch of Y's. Then he goes, I've had a crush on you for a long time. And the embarrassed emoji, hand over the mouth, key. And the girl goes, I thought you were gay. Is this a joke, LOL? And then he replied, this is pure comedy. He replied with the emoji with just the anime teardrop over the eyes. Just the classic anime fall on the floor bit. But here's what really got me. Someone replied, the way you type is incredibly feminine. I would have thought the same thing. Sorry, man. And someone said to that, the original poster says, what should I do to avoid this happening again? My book suggested it. And then this person says, what is the book? You have to be misinterpreting it. And he says, the 48 Laws of Power. Law 44, it says to mirror her, so I decided to mirror her to build rapport. The 48 Laws of Power told me to be one of the girls. Girl, what do you mean you don't want me to eat you out? Girl, let me go down on you. And this is all over text, by the way. Girl, let me see that puss. God damn it, dude. That one, man, that thing shredded me. How do you read the 48 Laws of Power and you go, I shall key with her, and then my plan will be complete. She and I shall key over text, and then we make love. The 48 Laws of Power told me to key with you, and here we are. Kiki'd and ha-ha'd. Now when will you take off your clothes? God damn it. I just need to like sit in that one for a second. Because it's just so good. I've never read the 48 Laws of Power. I've heard many stories that guys read that book and they take it all the wrong way. I actually saw an awesome tweet that I liked this point of view. It said that all self-help books are just the words were all self-help books are profoundly evil, and they just encourage people to be really selfish. And I've had adjacent thoughts to that. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to that. You know, a lot of waffle stomping this episode, but it's always fun to just, casually doom and gloom. But everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. You're going to have a great Friday. You're going to have a great weekend. I believe it. I see it. It's in your future. Pack a Zyn. Go to a dive bar. Shoot some pool. If you have a kid, get outside. Smell the last of the ozone. Because the end is coming. No, just kidding. It should be all right. It should be all right. We hope. All right. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.